The rain had been falling for 3 days straight, turning the dirt roads into rivers of mud and the sky into a dull, endless gray. Most ranchers had already brought their cattle in, but Ethan Cole wasn't most ranchers. He worked until his bones ached, until his boots filled with mud, until his hands went numb from the cold. Because the ranch was all he had left. His wife had died 3 years ago, his family drifted away, and the bank was inches away from taking everything his father and grandfather built. But on that miserable evening, something happened that he never expected, something that shifted the entire course of his life. Ethan was riding back toward the barn, soaked to the bone when he heard it. A scream. High sharp cut off too fast. He froze, gripping the reins. Lightning cracked across the sky, lighting up the field for a split second, and he saw her. A girl, running barefoot, covered in mud, chased by 2 men with lanterns and ropes. Ethan's heart kicked hard against his ribs. Without thinking, he kicked his horse into a sprint. The girl stumbled. One man grabbed her by the hair. Ethan's horse burst between them like a storm, knocking the man backward. Ethan swung his rifle down. "Let her go," he said, voice low, eyes blazing. "She's ours," the man spat, wiping mud from his face. "Property." Ethan's jaw tightened. "She's a human being." "She's 18, the second man growled. "She belongs to the house. She works for us till her debt is." Ethan fired a warning shot at their feet. "Try me again," he said. The men backed away. They weren't used to someone calling their bluff. "Last chance," Ethan warned. They cursed at him, but they retreated, dragging their lanterns and pried through the mud. When they finally disappeared into the trees, Ethan swung off his horse and knelt beside the girl. She was shaking like a leaf. "Hey," he said gently, "you're safe now." But she flinched away, crawling backward, arms over her head. "Please," she whispered, "don't send me back. Please don't let them take me." Ethan softened. "Nobody's taking you, not tonight, not ever again." She looked up at him, big, terrified eyes, rain dripping down her face like tears. "My name, Ethan," he said. "What's yours?" She hesitated. "Arya." Ethan offered his coat. She stared before slowly slipping it on, drowning in its size. He lifted her onto his horse, climbed behind her, and rode through the storm toward his ranch. She barely weighed anything. She barely spoke. But she kept looking over her shoulder, as if expecting someone to jump out of the dark. When they reached the house, Ethan carried her inside. She gasped at the warmth, the fire, the smell of bread. He set her down gently, grabbing towels and a blanket. "How long have you been running?" he asked softly. 3 days, she whispered. "They kept me locked in the cellar. I escaped when they were drunk." Ethan swallowed hard. He'd heard rumors about that household, about how they hired girls with no families, fed them, sheltered them, and never let them leave. Arya's body told the truth, bruises on her wrists, thin arms, swollen knees. She hadn't been living. She'd been surviving. Ethan gave her water, warm soup, and a place by the fire. She watched him like she wasn't sure if he was real. "You going to rest?" he asked. She shook her head. "They'll come for me." Ethan sat in the chair beside her. "Let them come. They won't get past me." Her eyes glistened. "You don't even know me," she whispered. Ethan looked into the fire, voice low. "Don't have to. I know what it's like to feel trapped with nowhere to go." Arya didn't ask questions, but she studied him. His tired eyes, his calloused hands, the sadness he tried to hide. For the first time in a long time, Ethan felt someone seeing him. Hours passed. The rain softened. Arya fell asleep on the rug by the fire, curled up like a child. Ethan covered her with another blanket and stayed awake, listening to every creak of the house, every gust of wind. Morning came quietly. Arya was still asleep when Ethan stepped outside, and found fresh boot prints leading toward his home. They came during the night, and they would be back. Ethan spent the day fixing the fence, moving horses, checking the rifle. Arya followed him around, unsure where to stand or what to do. "You don't have to work," Ethan said. "I feel better when I'm useful," she whispered. He nodded, he understood. As days passed, something strange happened in the house. Arya laughed for the first time. Ethan smiled for the first time. They ate together, worked together, sometimes talked late at night when Arya confessed small pieces of her past, how she had been orphaned at 14, taken in by that cruel household, promised safety but given chains instead. Ethan told her about losing his wife, losing money, losing hope. But in each other's presence, they both regained pieces of themselves. Until the night everything changed. Ethan was in the barn when he heard footsteps behind him. He turned. Arya stood there, holding a lantern, expression solemn. "They're coming back," she whispered. "I overheard them in town." Ethan clenched his jaw. "They won't touch you." "They will," she said brokenly, "unless I leave. They want me because I know things that could get them arrested." She trembled. "They'll hurt you if you keep me here." Ethan stepped closer. "Arya, look at me." She lifted her eyes slowly. "You're not going anywhere alone," he said. "You hear me? Nobody who walks into this ranch broken ever walks out alone." Her breath shook. "What if they kill you?" "Then I'll die doing the right thing." Arya's tears spilled. No one had ever chosen her before. Not once. She threw her arms around him, trembling against his chest. Ethan held her like she was something precious, not a burden, not a responsibility, but a life worth saving. That night, when the men finally arrived, they didn't find the frightened girl they once controlled. They found a rancher standing on his porch with his rifle. They found deputies standing behind him, because Arya had finally gathered the courage to tell Ethan everything, and Ethan had gone to the sheriff that morning without her noticing. Evidence, names, dates, crimes. The men were taken away in handcuffs. Arya watched from behind Ethan, gripping his coat. When it was over, she whispered, "Why did you fight for me?" Ethan turned to her, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "Because someone needed to." She swallowed hard. "What happens now?" Ethan gave a small, hopeful smile. "Now you get to live." "And you?" she asked softly. He hesitated. "Then maybe I get to live too." The wind was gentle, the mountains quiet, the ranch peaceful for the first time in years. Arya stepped closer, her voice barely a whisper. "Can I stay, not because I'm scared, but because I want to?" Ethan's answer came without a second thought. "You're home, Arya." And for the first time in either of their lives, that word felt real.